Rise up, Falcons fans. I don't know about you, but I woke up today feeling a little jealous of the Eagles. Did you watch the Super Bowl? I couldn't stop picturing the Falcons lifting that trophy. Unfortunately, we didn't make it last season, but I'm holding on to hope for Super Bowl 2025. If you believe in the Falcons, smash that like button and comment. Falcons to the 2025 Super Bowl. Now, let's talk about Super Bowl 59. It's in the books, and wow, the Eagles completely dominated the Chiefs. From start to finish, they put on a masterclass in football. But beyond the game itself, what really stood out was how the Eagles built this powerhouse team. And that brings us to an important conversation about our beloved Falcons. There's a big lesson to be learned here. The Eagles have shown the blueprint for building a championship contender. Let's be honest, the Falcons need to follow that strategy. It all comes down to smart drafting. You've probably heard people talk about how the Falcons had chances to draft key Eagles defenders, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith, Kelee Ringo, and Jordan Davis. But instead, we picked a running back. Now, don't get me wrong, Bijan Robinson is a superstar, and we're lucky to have him. But in today's NFL, a dominant defensive lineman is more valuable in the long run than even the best running back. And for a team like Atlanta that has struggled in the trenches for years, that decision was even more critical. Jalen Carter was right there, and we passed on him. This points to a bigger pattern under Terry Fontenot's leadership. In 2 of the last 4 drafts, the Falcons have spent first-round picks on a running back and a tight end, positions that don't usually bring long-term value compared to other spots. Meanwhile, let's see what the Eagles have done in the same time frame. A top wide receiver, 2 dominant defensive tackles, an outside linebacker, a talented cornerback. These are the positions that win games in today's NFL. The question is, will the Falcons finally learn from this? The Falcons must get drafting right. To be fair, Terry Fontenot has made some solid picks in the later rounds. We've seen a few offensive linemen and defensive players come through. But outside of Matthew Bergeron, most of those guys have been nothing more than rotational pieces. That's a big problem when you're trying to build a championship-level team. And here's where things get even trickier. Can Fontenot consistently identify top-tier talent? That's the real question. Let's not forget, last year the Falcons traded up in the second round to draft Zach Harrison instead of players like Braden Fisk, Kelee Ringo, Kool-Aid McKinstry, or Kamari Lassiter. Decisions like these can set a franchise back for years. We've seen it happen before. Kyle Pitts over Micah Parsons, Patrick Surtain, Jamar Chase, or Penei Sewell-Bijan Robinson over Jalen Carter. It makes you wonder, what could have been? What's the lesson here? The biggest takeaway from Super Bowl 59 isn't just about drafting the right positions. It's about having a front office that knows how to build a complete competitive team. Right now, the results under Terry Fontenot speak for themselves. No playoff appearances, no deep playoff runs, no Super Bowl contention. That's just not good enough for a franchise with such a passionate fan base. So, Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What do you think needs to change for this team to take the next step? Should the front office take a new approach, or does Fontenot deserve more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. The 2024 NFL season is officially in the books. The confetti has fallen, the Lombardi Trophy has been lifted, and now it's time for the Falcons to focus on 2025. The offseason begins. Big decisions ahead for the Falcons. With the 2024 season in the rearview mirror, it's time to shift our focus to the offseason, where free agency and the draft will shape the future of this team. Let's start with free agency. One of the biggest questions for the Falcons is whether they will re-sign key players like safety Justin Simmons and center Drew Dalman. These aren't just role players, they are cornerstone pieces of this roster. Justin Simmons has been a game changer in the secondary, providing leadership and playmaking ability. Drew Dalman has been the anchor of the offensive line, bringing stability to the center position. The decision to re-sign or let them go will have a huge impact on both offense and defense. But it's not just about Simmons and Dalman. The Falcons have 22 total free agents to make decisions on. Every move will be scrutinized, and the front office must get it right if the Falcons want to compete in 2025. Draft talk, a bold move at number 15. Now, let's talk about the NFL draft, where things get really exciting. According to The Athletic's Nick Baumgardner, the Falcons could make a bold move with the 15th overall pick, selecting Texas A&M edge rusher Shemar Stewart. Stewart is an intriguing prospect, to say the least. At 6 feet 5 inches, 280 pounds, with 34 1/4 inch arms, he has the kind of physical traits teams dream of in an elite pass rusher. Baumgardner describes him as a perfect blend of burst, power, and length, the exact type of player the Falcons need to strengthen their defense. With free agency looming and draft season heating up, the Falcons have major decisions ahead. Will they make the right moves to build a true contender for 2025? Stay tuned. This offseason is just getting started. Blast off football. Shemar Stewart, boom or bust? Shemar Stewart has the physical tools of a top 10 talent, but there's a catch. His college production wasn't spectacular. Over 3 seasons at Texas A&M, Stewart recorded 4.5 sacks, 12 tackles for loss, 65 total tackles in 37 games. That's not exactly eye-popping for a potential first-round pass rusher. However, there's a reason scouts are so high on him. He dominated at the Senior Bowl. He's expected to test extremely well at the NFL Combine. If he meets those expectations, his draft stock could skyrocket. Even ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. predicts the Falcons will take him in his latest mock draft. And let's be honest, the Falcons are desperate for pass rushing help. Stewart might be worth the risk, but it's a big gamble. The Falcons must be smart. Here's the dilemma. Atlanta doesn't have a ton of draft picks in 2025, so they need to be strategic. With rookie quarterback Michael Penix Jr. on his rookie deal, this is the perfect time to maximize their draft window with reliable prospects. So, what's the right move? Take a chance on Stewart's raw talent, or go with a safer, more proven player? There's no easy answer. Stewart could be the pass rushing star we've been missing for years, but his lack of college production could mean he's not ready to deliver at the next level. Falcons fans, we need your take. Should Atlanta re-sign key players like Justin Simmons and Drew Dalman, or is it time to move on? Is Shemar Stewart worth the gamble at number 15, or should the Falcons go for a safer pick? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more exclusive Falcons content. Rise up, Falcons fans, on fire.